I already been to Mancini. And when I want to know where to go to drink bourbon, I listen to Joe and Joe on Suburban Bourbon. Don't you know better than that?
So welcome back to Suburban Bourbon. This is season 2. Can't believe we made it. We're still in season 2. Got through COVID. And this is episode 3. And this is a very, very special episode.
That's right. Today we have a special guest, not only Hall of Fame boxing legend, but also local hero and bourbon master in his first 2 attempts. I mean, I'm looking forward to hearing the story about how this Boom Boom Mancini, Ray Mancini, got into the bourbon world. But we're going to have a great time tonight talking through just all the success that Ray has seen, and then we're going to talk about bourbon.
Well, I owe Ray an apology right off the offset. I said this was going to be an all-Italian-American show. I brought my Polish friend with me.
That's right.
Well, so just if Ray will let it go.
Yeah. Polish, Scotch, Irish, German, French, English.
No, I am half Irish. My mother's Irish.
I'm half Ukrainian.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. No, it's funny because I grew up and my father said, "Hey, you are what your father is. Your name's Mancini. Your name's Dino." And guess what? In Italy, they laughed at that. They said, "Ray, we believe, and this is a fact, you kill your mother's blood. It's your father's name, but your mother's blood," which is true. Which is why if like the Jewish community, if your mother's Jewish, you're considered Jewish.
Yeah.
They've been trying to sell that stuff for years in America. You are what you are.
I'll say this. So in my heritage, my mom was born and raised in New Orleans. In Nolens. So the reality is, that heritage was huge in our house. We're the only family with red beans and rice. The only family we had the day after Thanksgiving was always turkey gumbo. Yeah. It was a whole different,
Your mom doesn't come from the Cajun. Does she have a Cajun?
They grew up in New Orleans, so the reality is they do have Cajun relatives, but it was definitely, I will say this, the one thing about my family down there, that is one of the greatest cities and so welcoming.
It is.
Meanwhile, I realize pierogies and ravioli are basically the same thing.
Basically.
Right? Potatoes and cheese.
Exactly.
That's exactly
it's all
right.
good.
So you grew up in Youngstown, which we were talking earlier offline. I grew up in Lorraine, very similar steel towns, right? Tell us about your experience growing up in Youngstown, how it made you who you are.
Well, it did. You just said that. I always said that everything I am, everything I will be, and everything I've ever was, is because of 2 things: my family and my city. This city born and bred me. And what I mean by that is, you have your blood, your family, your mother, but this family is everything I've become because it's a city. It's a blue collar steel mill. We're the second biggest steel producing city in the world. Pittsburgh was one, we were 2. Then you go up all the way towards Cleveland, Lorraine, all those cities, steel mill cities. And and everybody in my neighborhood was a mill rat, which is that's not a derogatory term, as you know. It's with affection. And my brother worked going into a senior high school. He had a summer job in the mill. He made more in them 3 months than my father did at his job all year. Wow. And my father worked at a fabricating plant. He didn't work at a steel mill. But General Fireproofing was a fabricating plant where they made steel office furniture. We still did steel.
Right.
So it's a little different, but very similar.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, that's what it was. Back then, growing up, it was, hey, graduate high school, meet a nice girl, get married, get a job at a steel mill, meet a nice girl, get married, raise a family. Great life. Most of my neighborhood, great quality. I just wanted something more. I wanted something different. Not better. I'm not saying better, different.
Right.
And I just knew, I always tell people the last summer before I turned pro, going to my senior high school, I worked a construction job. But basically, siding and roofing. I cut the siding, hanging, siding, and doing roofs. And there's an area, the suburbs are Castle, Camel, Struthers, Lowville.
Yeah.
First of all. And we used to do a lot of the government housing. And I tell people, you learn what you do, you know what you want to do by doing something you don't want to do. And that summer, I always knew I was going to be a fighter from day one. But that solidified anything. And I said, "Oh God, please help me get as a fighter. I can't do this. I can't do this." And I don't mean it in disrespect. I just want something different.
Sure.
So since I was little, people.
That's how you know what you want to find. You love all the things you hate. Right?
Exactly.
Exactly right. Exactly. So but I loved going there. I don't want to go up in any place. My association, my relationship with my city is different than most. Because I've said the town helped born and bred me.
Yeah.
My mother did physical birth, but the town born me in another way.
Yeah.
It instilled the drive. It instilled the hunger, as well as my natural family.
Do you feel you were fighting for Youngstown?
Oh yeah, there's no dispute.
Yeah.
When I turned pro out of the amateurs, I always had a feeling that even when I won the title, but before that, my father was saying to me, Raymond, always remember, you don't only represent this family, you represent this town. When you go out there, remember, you carry the Mancini name, don't do anything to respect it or this town. I didn't, don't you? And I hope, and obviously I don't hope I didn't, and I don't think I did. And I told my kids the same thing. When you leave this house, you represent this family.
That's right.
Yep.
Not yourselves. And so when I became champion, of course, the town was a great celebration downtown Youngstown.
All Northeast Ohio.
You called this shot early in your, like, was you 12, 13, 14, that you said, I'm going to be.
Long before that. I mean, people said, when do you know when you want to be a fighter?
I meant being the champion, though.
Oh, yeah, but I said, I'm going to be a fighter world champion. My father said, little boy. But you visualize it. Now later on, when I became champion, reporters would say to me, "Not your champion. Did you really ever believe it? You know the story you and your father."
Yeah.
I go, "Yeah, man. Yeah. I used to dream about it. I used to have these visions of killing, it's like 8, 9, 10 years old, dreams of killing the brother over my head." I said, "Now, sports psychologists have a fancy name called positive mental visualization."
Yeah.
I said, "Hell, man, I always thought it was called dreaming."
Yeah.
And you did it early.
Do it.
That's it. It's having a dream. But everything starts with a dream.
Yeah.
Everything starts with a dream. But dreams without action are just air. Dreams without action are dead.
Yeah.
Don't mean nothing. So people, what I mean by that, I tell people it's all that. And when I speak a lot of traveling and do speaking engagements, I tell people, how many of you want to be maybe an actor, a singer, dancer? Your hands go up. What are you doing to make that happen?
Yeah.
Are you going to class?
exactly.
Are you taking acting classes in school?
Yeah.
Theater courses in school? Are you taking singing classes, lessons, or whatever?
You got to put the work in.
That's it. You can't, dreaming it is one thing, but dreams without action are dead. It's just air.
Yeah.
What about to make it come to fruition?
What about other sports? Because what I understand about you, you're kind of an athlete. Kind of good at everything. So, and I'm saying that in jest. I mean, you were a great athlete, and football was one of the sports that they said you had a lot of talent.
I played a lot of sports. I played every sport growing up. You played football, basketball, baseball.
Yep.
Going into my Pop Warner football, bitty ball, basketball, that. Going into my, I went to Carter High School, State Powerhouse, St. Ed's, State Powerhouse.
That's right.
St. Joe's up there. That's
St. Joe's, Villa Angela, St. Joe's now, but St. Joe's back in the day, and then St. Ignatius.
Yeah,
we don't talk about them.
A lot of football. Cincinnati had it. So we were a State Powerhouse around here, right?
Yeah.
I played freshman year, sophomore year, and sophomore year I got moved up to the varsity, and I played special teams, nickel back on defense. Bobby Stoops was our defense.
That's right.
Bobby. So he was our defense captain, of course. But going to my junior year, I was slotted as the number one tailback, starting tailback.
Wow.
And so I was practicing during the summer, and then they got called to the coach's office one day. They said, "Hey, you got to hit the weights. I got to make weight." I was $132, and they, they didn't want me to put on weight. And I knew after football, get ready for playing gloves.
Yeah.
So make this long story short, I had to make a decision, and at that time it was very difficult because high school football around Northeast Ohio, it's a religious right.
Exactly.
So, Friday night football.
That's right. And you have Massillon in your backyard.
Yep.
Right?
McKinley, yes, all of them. So I gave it up, and it was hard to, but I knew what I wanted. And I, got ready for the Golden Gloves and fought in the gloves. And the great thing is my friends, my schoolmates, teachers, they all supported me. So they come to Golden Glove to watch me play. They look at when I turn pro, they come and watch me. So it's been a wonderful relationship, and that's all I want to be. So I hope I've represented town well. I think I have. I tried to, because I hear when you travel and you're representing. So when I became champion, you're representing that town.
Yeah.
You're the face of the town.
Yeah.
And so no matter what you do, you can't bring any negative connotation to the city.
Well, and to be honest with you, I mean, obviously we're talking about Youngstown here, but, again, I grew up in Lorraine. Everybody knew you. And I said off air, my father was, if you were Italian and you were in Northeast Ohio, you better be watching Ray Mancini fight, right? And so, I mean, your influence was Ohio, was with Northeast Ohio, Cleveland. I know Cleveland always likes to say it's all Cleveland, but you know what I mean. I mean, you were our guy up there, fighting.
Oh,
so
yeah, Cleveland claimed you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but it's exciting,
For sure.
It's funny you say that because, the proximity of Youngstown, where now we're southeast of Cleveland, now we're northwest of Pittsburgh. But that's why I always say from Cleveland to Pittsburgh, it's all home. Because even going down, we're the most eastern city, the PA border.
Right.
People from Carroll, PA, Newcastle, Sharon.
Right.
They can watch the fight. So I always felt that they were that's home too. Well,
I'm not going to ask if you're a Pittsburgh fan or a Cleveland fan, but it's exciting,
For sure.
It's funny you say that because the proximity of Youngstown, where now we're southeast of Cleveland, now we're northwest of Pittsburgh. But that's why I always say from Cleveland to Pittsburgh, it's all home. Because even going down, we're the most eastern city, the PA border. People from Carroll, PA, Newcastle, Sharon. Right. They can watch the fight. So I always felt that they were that's home too. Well,
I'm not going to ask if you're a Pittsburgh fan or a Cleveland fan.
Well, the funny thing is, neither.
Okay.
I will say this. Well, our city is literally split in half.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Whenever they had the rivalry back in the 80s, USA newspaper would come in and interview people from their side. I was never a Pittsburgh fan. Can never be that. I love my Browns. I want the Browns. I was growing up as a Browns fan. So I was a Leroy Kelly fan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All these guys, right? Eric Barnes. And then, of course, in the 80s, when Sam took me out as coach.
Oh,
I used to go to training camp.
Wonderful man, by the way.
Great, wonderful guy. Great, wonderful coach. And so I used to go to training camp and got friends with a lot of the guys. There were no cardiac kids back then.
Brian Sykes. I know.
Which is the worst of the Mine's the drive. I think the drive was the most heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was. But you look at,
But there's countless.
But it's funny because people say, but what about this? I was young. But then as I got into high school, I was an Oakland Raider fan.
Yeah?
I loved Oakland Raiders. Kenny Stabler, even before
Lyle Alzado before he came here, right?
Lyle was on one side.
Yeah.
Dave Dolby was on the other side.
Yeah.
Otis Strong was in the middle. But then that Matusik on one side.
Yeah.
That's what they did to 34. Villapiano,
So 77 when they won it, that was huge for you.
I loved them.
That's right.
Because I just loved Clarence Davis, forgetting Clarence Davis, Darryl Lamont, and before that, Freddie
And then, this is breaking my heart, Red Right 88. You actually...
Ray was cheering.
You were actually happy. You might have been there cheering.
For our audience, Ray Mancini was rooting against the Browns.
No,
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
The 70s growing up. But then when I became of age...
I know.
So, but you want the Browns to do well.
Yeah.
Of course, I root for them now. I really don't have that Browns in my team. Right. But I tell people, I usually go with players. Like I was a Peyton Manning fan, so we went to Denver. I became a Denver fan. I made no bones about it.
Yeah.
I was a Indianapolis coach for that's over. Right?
Yeah.
But I'm a Northeast Ohio. For years, I was a Cavs fan. When they had Bingo Smith, of course.
Yeah. World B free.
World B. Well, do you remember World B when he went to 76ers? 83. So they played that All-Star game in Cleveland.
Yeah. Richfield.
It was Richfield, right?
Yeah.
He's leading the league in points. It doesn't get picked for the All-Star team.
I remember that.
He did. And they asked him, World B, what do you think of not being picked? Remember his answer? He says, that's all right. ceiling's too low. Ceiling's too low for my rainbow jumper.
He never had a shot he didn't
No,
like.
no, rainbow jumper. My brother used to bring rain when he'd shoot. He'd bring rain.
He was amazing.
Oh, but that was back in the day with like I said, Will Smith and the guys. And then of course Mark Pierce. When he came,
yeah.
The 80s. That was
Brad
heartbreaking.
Doherty, all those guys, yeah.
I was at the game. I was at the shot.
Jordan was
I
the
was
only
there.
thing standing in our
That was the
way.
only thing.
You know?
Were you at the game?
No.
I was at the game, and I will say this. It is one of the few things, it was awful because you're a Cavs fan, and we're up by 1. All you need is 3 seconds. They don't score. We advance. They don't. And when he hit the shot, we're in the rafters. It was like you could hear a pin drop. It was awful. You could actually hear the Chicago Bulls cheering. So it's one of those moments where you're like, don't get me wrong, I hated being there, but you're also like, this is a moment I'll never forget. Like I'll never forget, exactly how it went.
Like I've last year was the first time I was at the Q.
Yep.
Not the Q. No, I'm sorry. The baseball.
Oh,
The
Progressive Field, the Jake,
The
yeah.
Jake.
Yeah.
But because I went to old Riverfront Stadium.
Oh, the
Lakefront,
municipal.
Municipal. Riverfront is Pittsburgh. I apologize. They got me all screwed up.
We are drinking Boom Boom Bourbon. So.
Exactly.
I went to Cleveland. I remember going to Colorado back in the day. I remember Max Elvis.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Max Elvis?
Yep.
Third baseman. He had goggles. He had the greatest name. Max Elvis. You can't make that name up. Sudden Sam. So I was
It was a Dwayne Kuiper
Oh,
area.
Sudden Sam McDowell, right?
Sudden Sam McDowell.
So you, I mean, obviously, obviously,
Northeastern Ohio, yes.
yeah, absolutely, and obviously boxing, and now you have a lot of ventures. I mean, we saw you're a movie producer, is that correct?
You're in entertainment. You've
Commentator for boxing, yeah.
I mean, my main thing, when I moved to California in 1985, I retired. I was being represented by the William Morris Agency at the time for commercial endorsements, commentary. And as I was fighting, I was always getting offers for like appearances on television, a lot of these big television shows and movies, but I was never able to take advantage of it. And going into 1985, I had lost the love for the game. After the Kim fight, I lost.
Of course.
No, that's no secret.
Right.
I was fighting, I was already looking for the door. But I was waiting for my business manager to tell me, I got my financial security, we're set up where we want.
What do you want to do now?
So I get out.
Yeah. As opposed to have to do.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So when I was 24 when I retired,
Yeah.
I didn't fight that long. I had 34 fights, but 32 fights, I'm sorry, in 5.5 years. Not a lot of years, but not a lot of fights.
Yeah.
32 fights in 5.5 years. It's an average of 6 a year, over 6.
Which is a lot. It's a lot in today's
Different
day
now.
and age.
Yeah.
They go twice a year, maybe.
One thing I'm very proud of as a champion from May of 82 to June of 84, that's 7 title defenses. So 7 in 24 months is one every 3 months.
God.
So I'm very proud of that. So I fought a lot. So people thought I was older or whatever, but I fought longer, but I didn't. I was just.
Yeah.
And you had a couple fights later than that, right?
That's
After.
when I had 34 fights total.
So
I retired for 4 years. I retired in June of 85. I came back, actually August of 85. I moved to California in June of 85. We officially retired August of 85. I came back to fight Camacho in March of 89. And I was out there, I was acting, I was doing things, I was living a lovely lifestyle.
Yeah, of course.
Enjoying life, but I was always looking for a physical challenge. I was acting, but that's not a physical thing. And then I got the offer to do the fight. I said, that's the one fight I never had. I always wanted. I wish I would have had. I don't want to live with what if. I was physically still in shape.
Yeah.
Plus, I knew it wasn't a puncher. I wasn't going to get hurt.
Yeah.
So let's do it. The only thing that can get hurt is my reputation.
Right.
My legacy. So I did. But again, I fought, and I beat him. I beat him, and everyone, and even after the fight, he was interviewed on Spanish television. He said, "Yeah, I lost, but they gave it to me, so I won."
Yeah.
He admitted it. And that was heartbroken. And the consensus was because most people know I wasn't going to fight after. I was
Yeah.
one fight. That's a one-off.
Give it to the guy who's going to continue, basically. Yeah, yeah.
And funny story, true story. But a month after the fight, I get a friend of mine who's president of one of the casinos. Calls me to come to break. Can you come in? I was living in California. Can you fly over and have lunch with me? That's what you do. $45 round trip.
That's really back in the day.
Exactly. Yeah.
Flew over, had lunch with him, and he says to me, he said, look, he said, I want you to know, we all know you won the fight, but you couldn't get the decision. We know you won the fight, but you couldn't get the decision. Because if you win, the fight was in Reno, not Vegas. He said, if the fight was here, we get to handle it. He said, there was so much money bet on you.
Yeah,
I was a 3-1 dog.
Yeah.
So much money bet on you. If you win, that town goes under.
Yeah.
So they just couldn't weather the storm.
He says, the fight was here, we could handle it, but not there.
Yeah.
So we want you to know, you won the fight.
Yeah.
But you couldn't
I remember that fight.
So wait a second. Does that mean that there's some fixing in
I'm
sports?
just saying, I don't say it's fixing. I always tell people.
But to that point, that's really
it's called show business for a reason.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's entertainment.
Business-
There's influence.
Business comes long before the show.
Yeah.
Think of any sports now. What do they talk about in sports? Tanking seasons to get a first top traffic.
That's right.
It's all business. It's business. Not all, but you know.
And at the end of the day, I mean, there is some solace in knowing you knew you won. Camacho knew you
We
won.
won. That's right. And that's exactly right. So I tried, and I said, well, that's it. I satisfied what I had to satisfy. Now, another 3 years go by, or actually 2.5 years. I'm doing an off-Broadway play in New York. And Lou Falsino, who was the father of closed circuit television. I got to know Lou through the years. He came to me, I'm doing an off-Broadway play. He said, hey, would you ever be interested in coming back to fight Greg Hogg? Now, again, I'm doing an off-Broadway play. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying the acting. But it's, again, not a physical thing.
Yeah.
So Greg Hogg, tough guy, stands in front of you, takes a good ass whipping. Yeah, I'd be interested. That was ego. See, the first one, Camacho was personal.
Right.
That's personal. That fight should have happened in '84. Never did. And that's what I didn't want to live with what if. Hogan was the ego. I want to see if I can come back. Now I'm acting. I want to see if I can I want to see if I can train and get back to where I once was.
Right. And how old are you at this point?
Now I'm 32. I came back to fight Camacho, 28.
Yeah.
Still ain't enough to do it.
Yeah.
Now, by the time I fight Hagen, which is April 3rd of '92, I turned. I'm sorry, 92. I had just turned 30.
Okay.
I said, so 30 in '91.
Right.
So now, 31.
Yeah.
I'm 31 years old, going to this fight, but I've never been married before.
Yeah.
After the Camacho fight, I get married. Following month, April of '89, my second child, my first son, was born in November of '91. I'm going in training camp in January. February. It's only 93 years old, 2 months old. I feel so guilty. Leaving my
Because
wife.
now you're leaving and going to train. Yeah. Focus on that.
And
Yeah.
I tell you, there's no excuse. This is a fact.
Yeah. Of course.
So, I've been into, remember the song Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton?
Oh yeah.
That song will come on the radio every day at the same
Oh
time.
my gosh.
I get up, I do road work, 6 in the morning, get up at 6, do road work, come back, have breakfast, take a nap, watch TV, whatever. Take a nap from 10 to 2. Get up at 2, start getting ready to go to the gym at 3. Go to the gym at 4. 3 o'clock, I'm getting ready, that song will come on and I start bawling like a baby. Crying my eyes out.
It's like getting you.
Couldn't control it. I couldn't understand it.
Of course.
I understood. But
Yeah.
So now, I'm going in and training after this. So I'm in the dressing room at that fight. And I tell my assistant trainer, Chuck Fagan, Chuck, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this. So what's that? Hell of a time to tell me now, ain't it? Hell of a time to tell us now, ain't it? So again, no excuse, it's fact. I was dead man walking.
Yeah.
I can tell you things from my pro debut. I can tell you things from early in my career. My title fight win.
Yeah. Yeah.
From the walk, from the dress room to the ring, I remember specific
How
things.
you felt, and
I remember certain things. I can't tell you nothing from that walk. I was dead man walking. It was a blur to me. So, I got beat the way I should have.
Yeah.
I embarrassed myself, and I was in the press conference, post-fight press conference. Guys, are you going to fight again? I go, hey man, did you just see me? Did you just see me? And they go, yeah, man, did you see me? They go, yeah, but no. Why would I? I said, I embarrassed myself then. I embarrassed my family. I embarrassed my city. Why would I try to do it again? I can't fight anymore. I guess it took a fight like this to prove it to me.
Yeah.
So I wasn't thinking less of Greg Harden. He was a champion 2000.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I thought more of myself.
I hear you.
I
Yeah.
thought more of myself.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, Greg Harden, back in the day when I could fight, he was the type of guy I'd have beat his ass.
Yeah.
Beat him like I owned him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beat him like I owned him.
But that's also amazing. It's
But
also pretty impressive to know when it's done.
Yeah.
I mean, that's impressive.
Most fighters have to take an ass whooping.
Yeah.
You know when it's over. Now, here's a funny story. That's so funny, man. A month and a half after the fight, I get a call from John Jackson of the Forum Boxing, the Inglewood Forum,
Yeah.
Great Western
Oh,
Forum.
yeah.
Cherry Bus owned. Cherry Bus had fights. Forum Boxing. John Jackson was the promoter. He called me about a month after later. Said, Ray, would you be interested in come back and fight Miguel Angel Gonzalez for the WBO junior welterweight title? I said, John, did you not just see my last fight?
And you fought lightweight.
Yeah. Well, Camacho was actually junior welterweight.
Okay.
And so was Hardy.
Okay.
So you're in the same weight class in this second.
I said, did you not see mine? He said, yeah, we know that wasn't you, though. I said, who the hell was it if it wasn't me? Of course that's me. That's me now.
Yeah.
That's me now.
Yeah.
I can't fight. John, thanks for God for me 7 figures. Stupid number.
Yeah.
John, thanks for no thanks. You not even think about it. You're going to turn it? Yeah, thanks for no thanks.
But that, but you're right though. It says a lot because that's a tough decision, right? To self-actualize about that and say, hey, you know what? Maybe I need to do something else. I was good. I was great. I was a world champion.
Look, and I'll say this, and I don't say this in no false modesty. I always thought myself as a very good fight, not a great fight. The only reason I'm saying that, if I ever say great, I'm very honored and flattered. I said it because greatness for me was a part of longevity. You guys, you think of great fighters. Joe Louis, Ray Leonard, Ray Robinson, Roberto Duran, Marvin Hagler, Larry Holmes. Guys who fought longevity, 10, 12, 15 years. I fought 5.5 years.
Yeah.
That doesn't cost to me. I never cost to you as champion. Even when I got the call that I got inducted into the Hall of Fame, I got the call. I said, wow, I'm honored. I'm truly flattered. I said, but I never considered myself as a great fighter. And I said, and I told this is what I said, because I didn't fight long enough. I didn't fight long enough. I only fought 5.5 years. Longevity was what made great fighters for me. I'll never forget what the reporter said to me. He said, no, I disagree with you. It wasn't the quantity of your fights, it was the quality of your fights.
Yeah.
I said, I'll take it then.
Exactly. In that case, I'm on my way.
You should.
Well, and I will say this. I mean, when we watched, in prepreparation for this, we watched, film of you, and
The
I
Good
loved,
Son, which is a phenomenal.
yeah, and I love your
phenomenal
approach. Never, you went straight at it every time, and and you were fun to watch. But I mean, I would hate to be on the other corner. I can tell you right now, because
I always say my style of fighting is very indicative of the town. We keep coming. I think that's what I represent. Very indicative of town. We take our shots, give shots, but you keep coming forward. At the end of the day, hopefully you still stand.
That's right.
That's the town. We took our ass whipping with the steel mill shutting down.
Fight for what you need.
But we kept fighting. And so I think the relationship at my time, you have to understand, when I was champion, we were at 20% unemployment. That's fourth of the city.
That hard to
for,
believe,
for
yeah.
a long time. So fighting for the city, I was fighting representing the city. I'm fighting for the city, yes, literally, not figuratively, but literally.
Yeah.
And I carried them with me. So when I came to my fights, you have to say early in my career, people were cashing in their welfare checks, unemployment checks, and come to my fights. You know, when I defended my title, when I won the title, after the first title defense, my man Davidson coming back home. We tried to do it in Youngstown. We get the facility, and make them find a facility that they thought would be big enough. So we go to Warren, Ohio, next town over, which is all I fought. But I actually fought more in Trumbull County than I fought here. So it was announced. Danny Safir was the mayor. Loved that man forever. He gave us Mollenkoff Stadium. Warren Harding, which is where Paul Warfield went to the Browner Brothers.
Yeah.
A lot of great football players.
Another great program, yeah.
Yes, Warren Harding. But here's the rub. Bob Arum was going to charge $100 ringside, $50 reserve, $20 general admission. I said, Bob, you can't do that. What do you mean I can't do that? I said, you can't do that, Bob. People ain't got that type of money. Well, what do you want me to do? I said, you got to cut it in half. $50 reserve, ringside, $20 reserve, $10 general admission. Oh, I can't make no money that way. You're crazy. We cannot make no money. I said, but we'll make it up in volume. People will come out.
Yeah.
But they can't afford it. You can't.
Yeah.
Volume. We went back and forth. Finally, we agreed. He agreed if I signed an addendum to my contract. He had a certain number that he had to make to get out of the red into the black.
Right.
If he didn't make that number, it was coming out of my contract, coming out of my purse.
Wow.
Nobody knows that.
Wow.
It's coming out of my purse. I had to sign an addendum to my contract. That if you lost money, it's coming out of my purse. That whole week, it was rain.
You're like,
Rain.
good Lord.
Your purse is empty.
Not only rain, torrential rain.
Oh my gosh.
Get up Saturday morning, sunshine, blue sky. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. I got money. Thank you, God. Thank you. True story.
Wow.
True story.
Wow.
What do you
People
think?
don't know that, yeah.
I think one thing that resonates with when we look at your life, whether it's athletics, whether it's entertainment, whether it's business, but you've just been successful. So what do you attribute it to?
Well, I appreciate that. I haven't been as successful in business as I hope. I've had some winners. I've had some ones that kicked my ass, but the winners that hopefully would not, I always say, I've missed more than I hit. It's like in baseball. But the ones I hit have been pretty good. So, but, my attitude is much like the city, and my business attitude, I had a business manager, he was great. And he said, Ray, we take shots. We take the shot. He said, we're going in with the diligence. We do our diligence. We go with the information, the best information we got, and we make the best decision we have with the information we got.
That's right.
And we live with the result.
Yeah.
And that's the attitude I've taken. Good, bad, or different.
Yeah. Be informed and go with it.
And then accountability, which is huge.
When you teach your church, you can be accountable for your actions.
Absolutely.
Everything you do, be accountable for. Good, bad, and different. And I've tried to live that. And so, but I take shots. That's one thing when I talk about it. I just did over the last 2 weeks, 2 different schools. I spoke the sports program, sports bankers. I spoke at one on Monday night. Take shots.
Yeah.
And I said, anybody here is saying stay in your lane, stay in your lane? How many have heard that?
Yeah.
How many parents have told you just that? How many teachers? I go, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And people laugh. I said, I mean, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. Hear me out, I'll tell. I lived in California for 30 years. If you live in a big city, you'll know what I get. You understand what I'm talking about. You're driving down the freeway. The 405 is notorious. 405, driving, all of a sudden you see tail lights, the cars way up in front. So you come up, now you're slowing down, corner. Then you come to a crawl, then you come to a stop. But the other 2 lanes, the cars are whizzing by. So what do you got to do to get ahead? You got to change lanes. That's life.
Yeah.
That's life. If you're stuck in a job you're miserable at, if you're stuck in a job that you don't love, if you're stuck in a situation in life, in a marriage or a relationship that you makes you miserable, you're unhappy.
Yeah.
Change
Make a change.
lanes. You got to get ahead. To get ahead, like you change lanes. To get ahead in traffic, the analogy. Oh, they get the analogy. That's right.
Yeah.
You change that. It was a stay lanes. That's a dumb.
Yeah.
Now it is a lot.
Yeah.
But I get it, parents. I get it. Because we want our kids, But I know a lot of people that are wealthy, a lot of rich guys. They're miserable in their job. They make good buck, make a good living for them. Miserable.
Yeah.
What good is that?
Yeah.
It's like I tell people.
You're 80 years old and you look back and say, what did I do?
So I have to take shots in life, because I'm sure that you guys are resilient enough to make the comeback. You come out. You don't go right. I missed more than it.
Yeah.
But you do it, and you make the comeback. So I believe enough in you kids that you'll figure it out. But man, take shots in life. Go where your heart is. Go where your love is. Find a passion for what you love. That's what I said. Growing up in Youngstown, I wasn't taught to be an actor, to be a singer, to be a world champion. Get a job at the steel mill, meet a nice girl. Right?
Yeah.
I wanted a solid life, quality life, but I wanted something different.
Okay. So, one of the main reasons we're here, and by the way, Ray's so gracious to allow us to do all this.
Thank you.
We enjoyed your bourbon so much, and Joe and I both did. We started off with, you have 2 bourbons. We started off with this one, and we're like, this is just phenomenal.
It was, and as we said, blind taste test, and of like 7 bottles of Prominence, like it was in the top 2, and it only missed the top by 1.
Round 1 was the one that was in the top 2.
Yeah, round one was in the top 2, and it was like Blanton's, and it beat Old Rip.
Well, nothing for nothing. If you did round 2, we'd have beat that ass.
You heard it here on Suburban Bourbon.
Exactly.
No, so we got to reach out to Ray, and you saw about going for it. We're like, well, what the heck? And we tried to talk with some folks that you knew. We're like, well, all Ray can say to us is, go pound salt.
Exactly.
But you were very gracious. You said, sure, absolutely. Let's talk. And we wanted to not only talk about your bourbon, promote it a little bit, but learn about how this all come about.
Exactly. How did you, like Hall of Fame boxer, end up in the bourbon game?
I've had a wine business since 2009. I'm fairly knowledgeable about wines. I'm not a connoisseur, but I'm fairly knowledgeable. So I moved back to Youngstown in 2014. I got approached by 2015 about being staged by a group of a little finance syndicate if I just doing a bourbon. And I said I would, because I drink it. Now, I said, we're not getting involved with things I don't drink. I said, I'm a teetotaler. I drink wine. I know wine. But the bourbon, back in the day when I was fighting, after fight, we drink bourbon. Because it's a gentleman's drink, and it's associated with success. It's associated with success. So after a win, a big win, we drink bourbon and stuff. And I ain't banging them down. That's the other thing. You ain't banging them down. I nurse it, have it over on the rocks. So once in a while, I make a highball, with ginger ale. But then real bourbon guys hate, they hate that.
No, I will tell you, on our show, we say this all the time. You buy the bottle, you do with it what you
Exactly.
want, right?
And even putting it on the rocks, real bourbon.
It's awesome.
I know. Normally, when I try it, the first time we tried it neat.
Yeah.
To be fair.
So, but that's how I got it. I said I would do it, but again, if I'm gonna limit I don't limit my name to nothing, or anything that I don't try in life.
Right.
So we went up Cleveland Whiskey, downtown Cleveland. Tom and son, I'll get son's name in there. Tom and Andrew Licks, had us up for a taste test. And I've said this, after about 4 or 5 bourbons, they all start tasting the same. What's the difference? And,
Right.
all good. So I'm sitting there, and I look at him at the desk. I see a barrel said maple barrel bourbon. I'm like, what about that? They looked at each other and they said, well, we can't only make that for ourselves. I said, would that be a problem? They looked at each other and go, no, not for us. I tried it. I said, that's the one. The one.
Very
For
smooth.
2 reasons. Very smooth.
Yeah.
And a hint. I love maple syrup.
Yeah.
And it was aged in maple syrup barrels. Give a hint of that mapley taste. But more than that, you gotta have a hook.
Yeah.
That's the hook.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
have a hook.
Yeah.
Maple barrel bourbon.
Yeah.
Now, you see a lot of wine that's bourbon barrel
Yeah. Oh yeah.
wine.
Yeah.
You know, it's aged in bourbon barrel. So that's the hook. But more than anything, you gotta have a quality. You gotta have a quality.
Yeah. Not just a gimmick. I mean,
Exactly.
it really
It's
does
gotta be
taste.
good.
Yeah.
You gotta have a wonderful product, quality product.
Sure.
So in 2017, we entered round one into the World Spirit Olympics. Or I didn't know there was such a thing.
Is that the one in San Francisco?
Every
Yeah.
February in San Francisco, World Spirit Competition. Spirit Olympics, they call it a different name. Spirit Competition. We won the bronze. We thought
That was with this one.
with the brown one.
Yeah.
With the brown label.
Yeah.
We thought we hit the juggernaut. I said, oh, unbeknownst to me, now this last 2 years ago, the guy say, look, we know if we're going to do it anymore because, you know, we thought maybe we kind of ran its course. So we said, well, we're going to do one, a limited edition.
This one here.
Let's do it. And it goes, they make it, it's a 114 proof. A buck 14, which means cask strength, which I'm going to terminology, from barrel to bottle.
Yep.
Where the other one was water, they had water,
you
they
could
bring out
dilute
the
it.
alcohol content,
Yep.
barrel to bottle. I didn't know, unbeknownst to me again, they entered into the Bourbon Olympics of 2020. We win a double gold. Double gold. You get a certificate of merit amongst the finest products in the world. What's
Isn't that
mean?
crazy?
But what's that mean if you can't get outside Northeastern Ohio?
Yeah.
We gotta grow. We gotta get it going. So now we're impressed with doing legalities. We were impressed doing legalities with the Southern Wine and Spirit for all of Nevada. Pre-COVID, that put everything on hold. Now that's revved up again. So we're doing the legal work to have it all at casinos in Vegas, in Reno.
Wow.
That would be wonderful.
I'll say, in my understanding too, double gold. Every judge gave you a gold medal.
Everyone.
That is amazing.
And they voted on it twice.
Yes,
The
that's
first time
amazing.
they voted on it again. They do it twice, and they voted the top score on all of them.
By the way, you need to work on your core a little more. I'm just gonna tell you.
And we got a gentleman named Jamie Garagula. He's the marketing guy. He's the one who picked the pictures for both labels. He's the one who designed both labels. And I gotta give it to him. He did a hell of a job.
Oh, we did a great job.
I
I mean,
love the original. They got that old vintage look. I love that.
Well, and tell our viewers who's on the back.
On the back is a picture of my father.
Isn't that
So,
amazing?
Yeah. picture
The
of my
original
father.
Boom Boom.
Yeah, the original Boom Boom. Exactly.
Wow.
So I'm very proud of that. So if anybody buys it, it's on both bottles.
Yep.
If anyone buys it, you get, me and my father.
That's outstanding.
And I do signings. I do signings throughout Northeastern Ohio during the holidays. I just did it for,
was it a
last
giant?
month for what was it?
Giant Eagle. Yep.
Giant Eagles.
Yeah, that's where we got these.
Usually
Yeah.
I'll be doing it for Father's Day. Then I usually do 4th of July. Or Father's Day,
Outstanding.
or 4th of July.
I just want to tell you that we went through Northeast Ohio and it's empty bottle, empty bottle. We found the Giant Eagles that had it. I mean, quite honestly, it is running out.
And to be clear, they're selling it. It's
They're
just
selling it, but
A lot of independent,
Yeah.
like Premier Chalet here near Flyman, Ohio, outside of Youngstown. A&C downtown Youngstown, make a store downtown Youngstown. All the state stores usually have it.
That's outstanding. And Ray, can you order this online yet?
You can.
Okay.
You can. I feel bad because it's a markup, almost $20 for delivery.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
I don't want to pay. it's a 50. The state sets the price.
Right.
So the original is $42.95.
This one
Oh,
here.
41,
Yep.
42. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
$41.95.
Yeah.
$42 a bottle.
Yeah.
The double gold's $49.95.
Yeah.
$50 a bottle. Taking only $9 markup. Come on, man. So for $9 more,
I know, you
$9
get
makes
the
you
double
happy.
gold.
Two.
Right. But hey, look, you like a little more. If you don't like the as strong, the original is right on. If you like that cask strength, barrel of the bottle, the double gold is right on.
So I'll say this. I mean, when you talk cask strength, and we've had a number of bourbons that are in that 100 to 120 proof, and a lot of times they're too hot.
Yeah.
There's too much burn. This is amazingly smooth.
Smooth, man.
So I've always said, like, I wish I knew the science behind what you're doing with Cleveland whiskey, because this is amazing.
And I'm hoping when we get in Nevada that the people in Nevada, they like and anybody else in North Israel, I do all the dog and pony shows. I'll do it, God, shake hands, kiss babies, take pictures, sign bottles, I do it all.
I tell you, honestly, I mean, all kidding aside, this, I know you might look at this and say, oh, is it good bourbon? Is it just
Is it a
raised
gimmick?
name?
Is it a gimmick? And it's not.
And truly, it is really, really, every person who's tried it has said, wow.
In that bourbon tasting that we did, I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot of folks that drink bourbon all the time, and we hid because we're like, let's see where it ends up.
Always hide.
We always hide it because we want to see, what do you really like? Because everyone
So
thinks.
they go by the name, of course.
If you
Right
see
to
the
the
name,
top.
and the funniest part is of 7, you beat Old Rip, which is in the secondary market is $1,500 to $2,000.
He's a prelim guy.
But this is it. I really do. I
Highly
would say
recommend
that
it to everybody.
I know it's a fantastic
But you know
bourbon.
what? I get labeled and I get it. A celebrity brand, and I get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm honored by that. But it speaks for itself. The first one, bronze medal, double gold.
Yeah.
Double. I didn't pick it. They made it.
Yeah.
They picked it.
That's right.
That amongst the finest products in the world.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So how do you like to drink your bourbon?
Oh, real bourbon guys hate it. They like it neat. Usually, I drink it on the rocks, and then a lot of times I add ginger ale, make a highball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I handle mine. That's how I like mine. But I like it because you said the double gold, higher proof. It's got that slow burn, but it's easy drinking.
It is very easy
But
drinking.
I like that. I'd do that on the rocks. The original, even though it's 84 proof, I like to add that little ginger ale once in a while, or I'll do that one neat because it's easier for me. But
I usually try it. I have something called a sweet and smooth. So I'll take bourbon with a little water and some simple syrup. Sweetens it up a little bit. The water, kind of tempers it a little bit. You can still taste the bourbon. It's my favorite drink. Still keep the color,
To be fair, he's trying to take it off. So whenever you order that exact
TM.
drink, call it sweet and smooth.
Bourbon sweet and smooth.
Sweet and smooth.
It's a Joe Vitale classic.
But I'm going to say no. And I'll tell you what I really enjoy when you get the guy who makes it right, an old fashioned.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God, you can't beat them.
When it's done right,
And it's
beat
funny
'em.
you say that because we have, in most of our episodes we've had an old fashioned, and the reality is every single one's different, and they are differentiated. I mean, there's well balanced ones, and there's different bitters that you can put
Do
in.
they
So
use
the
a
reality
Luxardo
is,
cherry in it? Do they not? Do they
so
smoke it?
I agree, and I love an old
Yeah.
fashioned, and I actually think this would be fantastic in that, or a Manhattan.
yeah, we would. Yeah, that it's delicious.
So Ray, after all of this, what's been your biggest surprise getting into all this? Like, you look back and go, I never imagined what.
Double gold.
Yeah.
I never
It's the
expected
award.
bronze. I never expected to be in the Spirit Olympics. Let's
Yeah.
put it that way.
Yeah.
The fact that we got not only round two, and 2 medal winners.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm pretty proud of that. I'm pretty proud.
That's and what does the double gold medal look like? Do you
Is it a belt too?
Exactly.
They give it to you, like I said, look, man, this is a paper one. I mean,
Yeah.
they give it to you. Said, there's a little trinket in that mouth, a little, hang it over, with a little, yeah, it's a little whatever gold sprayed something, and they got a little ribbon on it. Yeah,
That's cool. That's
yeah,
cool.
It is.
That's cool.
It's, you know, I tell you, it's not what it's what it represents.
Absolutely.
That's all. It's like the belt. People have the title belt. That would look great, right? That ain't real diamonds. They ain't real stones.
You just say you have it.
But it's what
Yeah.
it represents.
That's right. That's right. This has been amazing.
I can't-
Absolutely amazing, Ray. And I think our goal here was obviously to talk about the bourbon, but meet you.
And real quick though, is there another bourbon,
Yeah.
or is there a possibility of another bourbon coming down the pike?
Look, I don't know. I mean, you get double gold. How you can get better than that?
Yeah.
You ain't.
Yeah.
So we've been doing pretty good with these two, and I don't think everyone has tried it that should try it, and those who have tried it love it. So
Yeah.
stick with what you know.
We are in your corner, no pun intended.
No
So the
pun
reality,
intended.
exactly. But
Everywhere we go, we say, "Do you have Boom Boom Bourbon?"
But we would like if you ever put out another one, we would be waiting for it. But these are
But I don't
amazing,
know
so you
what to
definitely
do.
try it.
How you gonna better? You get double gold. Yeah. So it's like it's like what would it be like if I put another one? It'd be like the Hagen fight. You can't do anything. You can only take away from what you can.
I hear you.
That's a fair
You
point.
perfected this. I mean, you're doing well with it. All right, keep it going.
Good deal. Well, hey, we can't thank you
I
enough.
appreciate you
We
guys.
can't
Thank
thank you
you.
enough today for meeting with us.
I'm honored. You guys been very, very kind to me.
Oh,
And,
my goodness.
And figured to buy my bourbon, put this on, getting it out there. And yes, there's a couple sites that people can go to.
Okay.
Great.
BevMax.
Okay.
There's two sites up, BevMo and BevMax.
Bev Max and Bev Mo.
BevMo. BEVMO,
Okay.
BEV Max.
Okay.
I think it's BevMax. One of them has it for sure. The other, I'm not for sure. That's what I said. BevMo, but I think BevMax is the one who has it.
Okay.
And
All
then
right.
for those
But
people
it's
in
not,
Northeast,
It's BevMo. It's only two.
and you sell it in Ohio.
Yes.
Beyond Ohio, that's where the challenge is.
For now. For now.
We're going to be in New York. We got it to New York. We're waiting for them to give you a green light. Pennsylvania, another one. We get VA. Give me a trivia question. What place, could be a store, it could be a restaurant, what place sells more liquor than any place in this country, I think on the planet? I think really, I think it sells more liquor than anywhere else on the planet.
What city or what?
What
Place.
place?
Don't tell me those Pittsburgh. What are they called in the stores? Those
They're like they have liquor stores that
1,
you
2,
can
3,
buy.
whatever it's.
I mean,
We don't know.
Walmart.
Are you kidding?
Walmart is the number one worldwide of more liquor.
I didn't even know they sell. Oh, not in Ohio. They don't. They sell liquor in
I
Ohio.
don't think so.
Walmart sells liquor. No Walmart's number one.
Wow. I didn't. Who
Number
would know?
two, state of Pennsylvania.
Really?
So to get us a PA would be strong.
Our friends in Pennsylvania like alcohol.
Exactly, they do.
PA would be strong. PA's a whole different game than all. I didn't realize.
My wife's from Pittsburgh, so this all makes sense now.
It's a more, and it's controlled by state, but very,
It's state controlled as well, right? Just like Ohio.
Yes, but a little tougher to get in there. We get in there, we hit the juggler.
My good friend from college, Andy Herf, who I think you may have met maybe years ago, does a lot of lobbying for the state of Ohio. Well, for the spirit
Lobby.
industry, yeah.
Lobbies.
And it is amazing.
He's got Joe
Yes,
Hullivan.
yes, and it's amazing when he tells me the stories of how that all works. I never realized, because you go like to Chicago into Binny's. Have you ever been to a Binny's?
Yes.
Oh.
It's like Kmart. You walk down, there's aisles of bourbon. I'm
It's-
like, this
it's
is
the
like
greatest
what?
store ever.
Not like Ohio,
We're like
Very
kids in a
regulated.
candy store when we go there.
Texas has that like that. You go to the stores, it's like Walmart, but it's all liquor.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You can't believe how big.
Yeah, I
And
know.
most of it tequila.
Yeah, of course,
Tequila, right.
of course.
But
I was just in Arizona, and it was the same kind of thing there. It is tons and tons and tons of different kinds of
you
tequila.
want to get, I'd love to be in New York. I have the opportunity to get there. Trying to get there. Like I said, we got it waiting on get the green light
Yeah.
on. But I've got opportunity for Chicago. Relationships I have.
Yeah,
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, I'm not Boston,
Yeah.
Massachusetts. So, I'm not in Florida too. So I'm not just every state, But those days would be that's all. Yeah.
Oh,
Ray,
that'd be
the
fantastic.
tough part is coming up with good product. You already have that.
You've got it.
right? So now it's just getting the word
And
out.
they sell it as a celebrity
Yeah.
liquor, which I get.
Yeah.
But I like to think we're more than that because the double gold speaks for itself.
Absolutely.
Exactly, and that's I think the part that anytime we were talking about it, you're skeptical because you're like, is it really going to be as good? And I think that the awards, once you drink it, you realize why they won it. You realize
I
why.
didn't get double gold, and the name, but I actually had something to do with it. I just didn't lend my name to it. I did the taste test,
Yep.
so I'm more proud of that. Just as proud. Same thing with my wine. I picked the wine. Same thing with I picked the bourbon. Anything I lend my name to, I got to try.
That's one thing we didn't touch on. So you have a wine business.
Wine company, yeah.
So where do you?
The
Where do
wine
you
is
get the wine?
100% Napa grapes, bottled and blended in Lodi, California.
Get me?
Now, we're looking to expand, so that's going to be the one. I'm looking to do a Pinot for Wilmette next. Other than Russian River, Wilmette is the number 2 place for Pinot grape. And we're looking to secure that.
What's the name of it, Ray?
Well, the original, the wine, Southpaw,
Southpaw.
by
Okay.
Ray Boom Mancini.
And can you get it locally, or do you have to order it from the winery?
No, local. You can do this. That's the difference between wine and liquor. I can walk in any restaurant and say, "Can you tell me I like wine? You like it?" They had it here for a while. I'm saying, "Why they got it back?" We'll find that out. We'll find that out. Why? And when Mark comes over, why you guys say, "Where's Ray's wine?"
We will.
You got to order it. They had it. They sold it. It does very well. A lot of restaurants say it's the best glass pour. It's easy drinking, nothing sophisticated. It's a 60-30-10 blend.
Yeah.
It's a red blend. 60% Barbera, which is the Italian Cap Sav.
Okay.
30% Petit Syrah, and 10% Charbono. Charbono gives it the cachet. A lot of wines like that. Charbono was only found in the Savoy region of France.
Okay.
It's only grown on 100 acres in here in America, in Napa, 100 acres.
Wow.
But now they go in South America and stuff, so they taken that place. But Charbono grape is a little short. It's a easy drink, not sophisticated. $13 bottle, $12.99. It's easy drinking, but see, that's one thing you learn. Wine should not be more than that 10 to 15 dollars.
Yeah.
No, 20. It's based on the name.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. So now we do the next version, the petite, the
Pinot.
That's going to be a $30 to $40 bottle because it's a higher end grape.
That's outstanding.
And so you got a blend. You're gonna have a Pinot.
So I have 2 cabs. I've had a dry Moscato, and this is the red blend, and
Then you got the Pinot coming up.
the Pinot.
We do have one other thing. Bob Stoops. We read a lot about Bob Stoops, and so you guys played on the same team.
We grew up together. He was the next street over, a couple houses down.
Yeah.
So I grew up. So we're 2 streets from Zedeker and Homestead. That's right. I grew up 2 houses down from Homestead. You grew up 4 houses up from Zedeker. So next street over, about 10 houses down.
That's crazy. That's
And then
crazy.
we went to grade school they were since day one. So Bobby was a year older than me. We played football together, but I also played with Mike, his brother Mike.
Is he your age or is he?
Bobby's a year older.
Yeah, and then
Mike's a year younger.
Okay, so you're in
Bobby's
between
80.
them.
I'm 79, Mike's 80, Bobby's 78. And like I said, and the whole family's, Mark was the little one.
That's such a small world.
Mark was like, hey man, get out of here, bother us, kid. But their father was such a lovely man, such a wonderful man, died. I tell the story. When I gave up high school football, my high school coach at that time said, "Hey, you can't go nowhere as a fighter. You can't make it as a fighter. Police here, you're gonna get punched from. I'll get you a small scholarship, not a big scholarship, but a small school." I said, "Well, I'm gonna focus on fighting." Years ago, I was inducted into my school hall of fame. I was telling the story. He was laughing. So I looked at the high school, my former coach, and I met. So I said, I want to tell you something for years. I don't do nothing small. I walk big, I talk big, I live big. He was laughing. But I'm telling you, it came from deep inside. I'm not saying it wasn't a pain.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm gonna prove this son of a gun wrong.
It's a fire in your belly, yeah.
Yeah. The reason I tell stories, Mr. Stoops was our defense coach. He was also my baseball coach. Well, so that was the one sport I was able to hold on was baseball. So in 1979, we had the Connie Mack tournament. I played Connie Mack League, and I made the All-State team. We were the state runner-up. We went to the regional, but we got beat in the championship there.
Yeah.
But I made the All-State team in St. Phil. A lot of Scots there. The Ohio tournament was the biggest in the country. Toronto Blue Jays offered me a contract.
Really?
And I turned it down, of course, but I was very flattered, very honored. The Toronto Blue Jays offered me a minor league contract.
Did not know that.
Yeah. And so, but the reason I'm telling this story is because Mr. Stoops was the baseball coach. He said to me, he said to me, Ray, you go and give up football. I said, yes, sir. You want to be a world champion? Yes, sir. Stay quiet. He said, when you go and you win that title, you make us proud. For a high school kid, that affirmation.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's what you need. These high school coaches don't get it. You're a high school coach. You're supposed to be a builder man, not a breaker man.
That's right.
You build them up, don't break them down.
That's right.
You're a high school coach, man. It's got to be about more than winning and losing. And these guys don't get it.
We talk about that all the time.
I know.
And I had it with my own son, who's a basketball player. And this coach tried to break him. And I had out the coach and said, you can't break my son. That bothers you, can't break. He's got more character than all you coaches put together.
Yeah.
You can't break my kid. He can't. He's got.
Yeah.
And they tried because I used to all agree all aim. I said, that's all you are. Get the 3 That's all you are. And that's why I said, you're supposed to build her, man. Not a breaker, man. You try to break him.
And consider half these kids who play. I coach soccer. I've coached soccer most of my adult life. And my younger daughter, you met. I coached her team, National Premier League, real accomplished. But I've had these girls play for me since a young age. And the goal to me always has been, you see coaches coach different. Build self-esteem, build skills, make them good people, right? And knowing that not everyone here is going to go to play in college, but they still can enjoy the experience.
Agreed.
You know?
And what I love about that coach is that coach was looking out for you.
That's it.
They weren't thinking about how their wins and losses. You know what they were thinking about? What was best for you, and they promoted you and supported you.
My youngest son. I've coached my older son. I let the coaches do their job. I don't get involved.
Right.
I never did that before. That was the only time. Because my son would come up, this guy. I said, think about him. He can't break you. Don't let him think. But I told him, hey, man, can we talk? He shined me off for so long. Finally, I had it out of it. I had it. You know, anyhow. But kids tell my son when I coached the league stuff, he said, oh, remember your father, remember your stuff. I used to start with a little baseball. I used to coach little baseball. I said, look, we're going to go out there, we train hard, we practice hard, we're going to go out there, play hard. We're going to have fun. But you have fun when you do things right.
Yep.
You don't have fun when you do things wrong.
Yeah.
You don't do wrong when you make mistakes. And that's not fun standing out there in the field, right? We're going to go out there, we're going to play hard, be smart, just give it our best shot. Have fun going. I said, look, we may not win all the games, but we will win all the fights. So let's go get it. We just go, let's go! And I remember when I win all the fights.
Heck yeah!
Make a joke.
I always would tell the girls, make the other team remember the day they had to play you.
That's it. That's it.
Right?
That's it.
Always.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, this has been fantastic. We
you.
can't thank you
Oh
enough.
my gosh, thank you.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
So we're excited. This has probably been our best interview ever. I mean, really, let's just be honest.
Agreed.
This has been phenomenal.
I
And,
appreciate that.
and when you have an opportunity, get out there
Please.
and try Ray's Bourbon. It's phenomenal. It
Exactly.
really, really,
This
really
is the bourbon. This is the reserve double gold.
Double gold.
This is
The original.
the
Brown
original.
Label,
Try
the
'em both.
Bronze medal winner. And the Giant Eagles. And there's a lot of specialty stores that have them too around. So, and if they don't have it, make sure they get it. Make
Exactly.
sure they get it.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Rick.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.